Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. We got a video today from Alexander Grace.
Get on your knees. That's all you need to do is just get on your knees and they could solve so many issues. I think we could solve so many worldly issues if more people just got on their knees. Because hear me out. I went down on my husband like he was a lollipop for the first year of our relationship.
I was totally confused at what was going on for a second.
I'm just saying, going down on him, her, everyone could solve your lifely problems. It could make everyone happen. There could be no war if men were just routinely getting sucked off. He could be happier. My husband has advanced his career, providing more for our family because I routinely get down on my knees and empower him by degrading myself. So hear me out.
She blows me up. That's the important thing, right?
On your knees. In a year from now, you can be engaged. Just think about it as a long-term investment.
I actually agree with her overall sentiment. For men and women who love each other in a relationship, everything gets better if they are generous in giving pleasure to their partner.
True. Everything's
going to improve. But what really caught my ear watching that is that she says that she empowers him by degrading herself. And I find it fascinating that she would consider it degrading to make her partner happy in that way. It's curious what things our culture has decided are degrading and for which gender. In truth, there is nothing that is
right. Eating the pea is not degrading. It's empowering for women, but them sucking the pea is degrading? Everything men do is just horrible, right?
Objectively degrading because the very concept relies on a subjective value judgment.
The bowing is crazy, Brian.
Tell me why.
Because it's coming from a very, very selfish, prideful, and just like across the board.
Wait, what?
Word harmful.
How is it harmful to the woman? Articulate that.
Because it's like a weird power dynamic that is, I'm all for.
Let me ask you a question.
Dynamic.
Do you want a guy to open the car door for you? On a date?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really harmful to the man. That's a weird power dynamic that you want.
There it is. If you want to know the quick cheat to figuring out what actions our culture has decided are degrading, if a man does something that benefits a woman, that's okay. That's empowering for women. We encourage that. But if a woman does something that benefits a man, that is degrading. The acts of service that individuals do for each other inside a relationship are only labeled submission if it's a woman doing it for a man. A man getting on his knees and proposing marriage to her, that's not submission. A man working a physically demanding job, busting his ass every single day of the week to provide for her, that's not submission. But while he's at work, if she's cleaning the house for him so that it's tidy when he gets home, that is submission.
Quite interesting how that works, right? All a man's efforts is discounted.
Funny how that works, isn't it? I really don't think that women want to start playing the game where everything that you do in a relationship to help your partner to improve their lives is considered degrading.
Why in heaven's name would I want to be treated the same as a man when I'm sitting here reading my Kindle and enjoying a Dr. Pepper and my husband is under the car sweating, changing my oil? I don't want that.
Of course you don't. But guess what? Your husband, who is on the ground underneath your car, sweating and laboring for your comfort, he does not think that he is submitting to you. He does not consider what he is doing to be degrading. Because doing nice things for the people that you love is as natural to humans as eating and sleeping. Of all of the species on this planet, human beings set themselves apart because of how deeply wired our neurology is for cooperation. No human exists in isolation. We help each other. We support each other. And the great news is that in the modern age, we get to choose which humans we cooperate with. Every person is free to voluntarily decide who they spend time with. Women have never been more empowered to make their own choice, to choose their team. And given that cooperation is a necessity, you would think that if a woman does have to team up with a man, surely she's going to choose the guy who loves her, who supports her, who is in a relationship with her. Isn't he the best choice?
Women say, I don't want to obey my husband. And that same woman will go to her job and her boss tells her he wants something done by Monday. She'll say, yes, sir. She'll go to the hospital. The doctor tells her, take these pills. She'll say, yes, sir. But the man that loves her and wants to provide and protect for her, she has a problem obeying him. That's why you're single.
Let me state this as plainly as I possibly can so that there is no misunderstanding. Women are incomplete without a man. No human is.
I mean, I think that's why the Bible uses the women are made from men's ribs, right? I think that's that thought process that women are actually a part of men. They are not their own being without being a part of a man. I think that's the thought process. At least when I logically think through like Bible stuff and then going through this with Alex and going through my own thought process, that's how I see it.
Truly independent. Even the bossiest, babiest, feminine icon who works her power corporate job and makes her own money, she exists within an unfathomably complex infrastructure on which she is entirely dependent. The cushy, air-conditioned, white-collar jobs that women are attracted to, they are entirely enabled by the physical, back-breaking labor of blue-collar men who've come before her. On a social level, on a relationship level, women are incomplete. And there is nothing to be ashamed of in that. How ridiculous of feminism to paint women needing a man in a relationship as some kind of moral failing. A guy from one of my hero circles just posted this on our Discord. Imagine how much propaganda it took to convince women that this is oppressive. Males and females need each other. They are quite literally two halves of one biology. Think of emperor penguins, how the males fast for 2 months in negative 60 degrees Celsius with 200-kilometer-an-hour winds. They lose 40% of their body weight protecting the egg. And the female penguins have to trek 100 kilometers, spend all that time fishing, so that they can come back and feed the chick when it hatches. Males and females need each other. They cooperate. The moment that one gender starts to consider that their role, their contribution is submission and degrading, that's when the species is going to end. I
mean, we're seeing it now. Look at all the countries. Look at all the first world countries now that women have the ability and power to choose. We're dying. The whole planet is starting to die now.
Moronic,
as humans.
Framework. Men and women cannot be enemies. That makes zero sense. Biologically and definitionally, they are a team. Any ideology that pits them against each other is anti-nature and just plain dumb. We need each other. Human beings rely on connection. Look at this. Research has found that loneliness is actually more harmful to your health than smoking. And look at this. You can see that the happiest demographic of women are those that have a husband and children. This should be obvious. This should surprise nobody. And the fact that feminism has convinced women that they are inherently complete without a man, that is fucking disgraceful. It's wrong. And the consequences have been disastrous because they've completely misplaced women's priorities from what they should be.
Both sides are...
Yeah, it's all boss babe, careers. Now you're 35, 40, trying to have kids and with, dusty eggs.
Admitting whatever we're doing in culture is not working. And I think a lot of that has come from, to bring things full circle, feminism. In this idea that women are being specifically programmed by society to reject the idea of seeking out a life partner that would be a good long-term commitment for them. Instead, she should be putting her career first. She should be climbing the corporate ladder first. She should be putting herself first. Draw yourself a bubble bath and drink a glass of rosé, girl, because self-love is going to be way more important than investing in a long-term relationship. Similarly, that is causing the friend zoning of countless men who are really looking for that type of relationship, but we've convinced ourselves that all men want is sex. So why would we even spend the time? Why would we give them 5 minutes of our day to invest in something that could be the greatest thing that ever happened to us? But instead, we're trying to put all of these pointless things first in our lives that
shout outs to this girl in the whatever podcast.
Ultimately, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the road are not going to make us have wholesome, happy, and fulfilling lifestyle.
When the scribes of the future look back on history, they will likely conclude that modern feminism is one of the dumbest ideologies to ever exist. If there is a social movement designed to protect women and to promote femininity, why would they be convincing women that they don't need a man, that they are empowered without a relationship? Don't they realize that femininity primarily expresses itself through relationships? That's where its strength lies. Men can still express a lot of their masculinity without a relationship. They can still solve problems, they can still build things, they can still fight and hunt and conquer the world. But a woman without connections, without relationships, is just a poor imitation of a man. She is forced...
And that's what we see. Just women out there that are just useless men, kind of, right? They're just poor imitations of us. They want to be us. They want to sleep around like us. And it's not even like us. They want to sleep around with All the women just want to be the 5% men, maybe even the 1% man. They want to move about like the 1% man. They want to, like think they have the same pool and everything as the 1% man. But truly, most men are just normal men.
To be masculine, because the bottom line is that masculinity is a necessity, femininity is a luxury. And all of the most beautiful things about women and femininity, they're all expressed through relationship. Their kindness, their nurturing, their devotion to children, even a woman's creativity and her talent for aesthetics and decoration. It's best expressed in a relationship, creating a family home, giving it a woman's touch. To convince women that it is somehow empowering to deny themselves the opportunity of expressing that is so dumb that it's hard to not label it as evil.
Women make it such a big deal that they have to cook and clean for their husbands because that's so degrading and they're so above that. Yet the maids or nannies or cleaners that they hire, that they'll pay pennies on the dollar for to do that, that's okay. That's feminism for you.
I like this lady. I love that statement right there. Yeah, you would rather pay someone that is just a woman just like you pennies on the dollar to do the things you're not willing to do as a mother.
Cooking for their husband and their children. The food that is their sustenance, that's going to keep them going, should be made out of love. I cannot explain to you how اللقمة من إيد أمي, bro, ما بتسوى الدنيا. Like, it بتسوى الدنيا, sorry. Like, nothing is worth that. And you are acting all high and mighty and above that, like you're doing God's good work, That's feminism for you, by the way.
Yeah.
This is why I say I'm anti-feminism, because that's literally what feminism is. In a nutshell. And fight me all you want in the comments, I'll give you a million other examples why I'm against feminism.
Women, you have been lied to. Helping your husband, being part of a team, cooperating and supporting each other, that is not degrading. You're not betraying any noble principle. Women's independence, the very idea is moronic. You like the idea of a man serving you, right? Protecting you, providing for you. You don't think of him doing those things for you as degrading. It's sweet, it's kind, it shows love. Well, it is the exact same thing in reverse. You doing things for him is not degrading, it's just being part of a relationship. The whole narrative of women submitting to their husband being degrading, it's childish. Ladies, it's time to grow up. And
it really is. Again, I always use the example, like, who's the slave? The person that was given the choice to stay at home and spend all the time with your children and make the home, or the person that can't say anything, can't quit his job, has to keep going in for the 40, 50, 60 hours a week because he has a family to take care of. Who is the slave? Who is it? Women just make it seem like being nice or catering to a man is just so horrible, right? Like, what are you talking about? Men do sacrifices and do things for women constantly, but it gets overlooked. Right? Women don't see the submission that we do to women and to our own relationships and to our own children and things like that. No, they just see us, we get to do whatever we want. No, we have responsibilities. It's you. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time.